morning students. Now in this class we are going to talk about different types of queues. In previous class we have studied about what is a under types of queues, what is a circular queue, and what is the condition for circular queue empty, and what is the condition for circular queue full, and what are the various operations, basic operations of circular queue. In previous class where we have studied about circular queue concept, now in this class we are going to move on the again types of queues, that is a double-ended queue and a priority queue. So generally we have four types of queues, that is linear queue and a circular queue, and at the same time a double-ended queue, and finally priority queue. Now in this class we will start the double-ended queue. Generally double-ended queue is a queue. Okay, it is a homogeneous list of elements in which insertion and deletion operations are performed both the ends. They are also called as D queue. Okay, double-ended queue. Another name for double-ended queue is D queue. Here the thing is the insertion and deletion operations can be done at both the ends. It means in the generally if you take queue insertion, what is the difference between queue and double-ended queue means in the queue the insertion can be done at the rear end and the deletion can be done at front end, whereas in the double-ended queue the insertion can be done at both the ends. At the same time deletion can be done at both the ends. Okay, here if you take the rear end, in the rear end position we are going to insert the elements as well as we are going to delete the elements. In the front end we are going to delete the elements, at the same time we are going to insert the elements. Okay, so this is the double-ended queue definition. See again, if you see the operations of double-ended queue, there are various ways of representing a D queue, that is double-ended queue on computer. One simpler way to represent it is by using a double linked list. Okay, so we are going to represent the double-ended queue by using the double linked list. Another popular representation is using the circular array. See what are the basic operations of double-ended queue. Okay, the basic operations are push, pop, and inject and eject. Okay, here what is a push? Okay, push is nothing but insertion. Okay, pop is nothing but deletion. Inject is nothing but insertion. Eject is nothing but deletion. Here push is nothing but performing the insertion operation from the at the front end. If we perform the insertion operation at the front end, then we can call it as a push operation. Then what about pop? If we performing the deletion operation at the front end, then only we can call it as a pop operation. Same, what about inject? Inject is nothing but if we performing the insertion, okay, at the rear end, okay, then we can call it as a inject. Then finally eject means performing the deletion operation at the rear end, then we can call it as a eject operation. Okay, here push, inject, these two are the insertions. Insertion at the front, insertion at the rear. Pop and eject, these two are the deletions. Deletion at the front, deletion at the rear. Okay, so here double-ended queues are basically two types. Okay, the categories of double-ended queues are two types, that is input restricted double-ended queue and output restricted double-ended queue. See what is the input restricted, what is the output restricted. Okay, see here input restricted, here the insertion is at rear end, whereas deletion can be done at both the ends. Okay, in the input restricted DQ we are going to performing the insertion operation at only one end, that is rear end, whereas deletion operation can be done at both the ends. Whereas output restricted DQ we are going to performing the deletion operation is front end, whereas we are going to performing the insertion operation at both the ends, that is rear and front. Okay, these two types of variations are actually intermediate between a queue and a DQ. Especially input restricted DQ is a DQ, or it is a double-ended queue which allows the insertion at one end, that is say a rear end only, but it allows the deletion at both the ends. Similarly, output restricted DQ is a DQ where deletion takes place at only one end, that is front end, but it allows insertion of both the ends. These two are the different types of double-ended queues. Okay, see if you see the algorithms, that is basic operations of double-ended queue. The basic operations are insertion and as well as deletion, then status, or we can say traverse, is full and is empty. Okay, so useful is nothing but to check whether the stack is full or not. Is empty is nothing but to check whether the stack is empty or not. At the same time, insertion, that is NQ, again deletion DQ. Here the condition is the condition for double-ended queue full or empty. Okay, here the conditions are just like same as the linear queue. Okay, so what is the condition for q is empty, f equal to 1, r equal to 1, or f equal to r. See what is the condition for q full, that is f equal to 1, r equal to n. That is the condition for q full. Okay, based on the algorithms we are going to perform the, based on the operations we are going to write the algorithm. Okay, here algorithm for insertion. Okay, algorithm for insertion. Here the thing is insertion at front end, insertion at front end. Here first of all, before going to insert, let us see to check whether the queue is full or not. Okay, what is the condition for queue is full? Okay, if f equal to 0 and r equal to max or n. Okay, if it is not, okay, then what will happen? We are going to insert the element. So here insertion at front means f equal to f plus 1, or we are going to represent the topmost element present in the queue, that is q of f equal to element. Okay, so at the same time here insertion at rear. Okay, see in the first one insertion at front, so here second one is insertion at rear. Okay, so here insertion means first of all we are going to check the condition for q full. See what is the condition for q full? F equal to 0 or r equal to max. Okay, else then we are going to perform the insertion operation at rear end. Now if it is rear end na, so r equal to r plus 1. Again we are going to represent the topmost element present in the queue, that is q of r equal to element. Okay, here insertion is at front and insertion is at rear. Whenever we are going to perform the insertion at front, then front equal to front plus 1. So insertion is at rear means rear equal to rear plus 1. The condition is same. Before, whenever we are going to insert the elements, whether it may be a front end or rear end, first of all we are going to check the q is full or not. What the condition is, q full is f equal to 0 and r equal to max. Okay, so again if you go for deletion, that is removing. Okay, so deletion at deletion of front, deletion at the front end, at the same time deletion at the rear end. Okay, see here what will happen whenever we are going to perform the deletion operation. First we will check whether the q is empty or not. See the condition for q is empty equal to empty is f equal to r. Okay, if it is not, then only we are going to performing the deletion operation. Okay, if it is front end na, so f equal to f plus 1, then we are going to represent the topmost element, q of f equal to element. Okay, so it is the deletion of front end, deleting the element at front end. See here again one more thing is deleting the element at rear end. The thing is same only. Okay, here first of all we are going to check the q is empty condition. Q is empty. Okay, what is the q is what is the condition for q is empty? If r equal to f equal to r, then we can say q is empty. If else only if f equal to r, then we cannot perform the remove operation. Okay, if else only we are going to perform the remove operation. Okay, here we are going to perform the remove operation at rear end, so automatically rear will become rear equal to rear plus 1. Then only we are going to represent the element that are present in the rear position, that is the q of rear equal to element. Okay, here the thing is, here in these two we are going to perform the deletion operation at front end and rear end. Okay, in the previous case we have performing the insertion operation at front and rear. The simple thing is, whenever we are going to perform the insertion operation, either it may be front or rear. Okay, if it is front, front equal to front plus 1. If it is rear, rear equal to rear plus 1. Whenever we are going to perform the insertion operation, first of all we are going to check the condition of q full or not. Whereas coming to deletion operation, whether it may be a front or rear. Okay, first of all, if it is in the case of deletion also, if we are going to perform the deletion operation, f equal to f plus 1 r equal to r plus 1 only. Okay, first of all, if it is whenever we are going to perform the deletion operation, first we are going to check the condition is empty or not. Okay, so these four are the various operations that are performed on the double ended queue. Okay, so this is regarding double ended queue. Okay, next coming to priority queue. Okay, so generally priority queue is it is a type of queue, but what is the difference between queue and priority queue is, in this priority queue it should not strictly follow the concept of first in first out. Okay, see, in first in first out, what will happen is, normal queues we can call it as a first in first out, but in the case of priority queue it should not strictly follow the concept of first in first out. Okay, see here, if you see the representation, generally there is a reservation counter. There are some persons which are waiting in a reservation counter. See here, in the priority queue concept, there is one person which have the physically handicapped. Okay, there is one person came near to the one physically handicapped person came near to the in front of the queue. Generally, what will happen, we are going to give the chance to that person to take the tickets. Okay, here we are giving priority. Okay, so it will not strictly follow the concept of first in first out. Okay, here in this concept, what will happen is, each and every element is associated with one priority value. Okay, here of course insertion can be done at rear end, deletion can be done at front end only, but each and every value should associated with one priority. Okay, based on the priority only we are going to perform the insertion and deletions. Okay, here if you see the representation, here insertion is rear end, deletion at front end only. Here a will have the highest priority, that is a comma 1. So first I am going to insert the that a 1. Again next to priority is 2, that is d2. Okay, again next priority is d3. Again next priority is c4. Okay, based on the priority only I am going to perform the insertion operation. Of course insertion is rear, deletion is front only. See here again, if you see one more example here, uh, here the thing is a2 b3 c1 d2 e3 f2 and z1. Okay, here the insertion is, first I am going to insert G1, then F2, E3, D2, C1, D3 and A2. Okay, here if you take the removal order, first I am going to remove the B. Why? Because B will have the highest priority, 3. Okay, then I am going to delete the E. Okay, why? Because E and B have the same priorities. Okay, so which order they have inserted? First to B, then only E. Okay, so if two elements have the same priority, okay, we are going to delete the element which came first. Okay, so B, next one is E, next one is A. Why? Because next highest priority is 2. So next one is D. Next one is D is also same priority. Next one is F. F will have same next priority. C, like this. Okay. So like this we are going to perform the priority queue operations. So generally a priority queue is a collection of elements such that each element has assigned a priority such that the order in which elements are deleted and processed comes from the following rules. The rules are: an element of highest priority is proceeded before an element of lowest priority. Okay, it means if an element which has the highest priority, that element only we are going to insert. Okay, two elements have the same priority. What will happen is we are going to process according to the order in which they were added to the queue. Generally in priority queues, the items added to the queue have a priority associated with them which determines the order in which they exit in the queue. Items with highest priority are removed first. It is priority queue is an extension of queue with the following properties. The properties are every time has every item has a priority associated with it. An element with the highest priority is dequeued before an element with lower priority. And one more thing is, if two elements have same priority, they are served according to their order in the queue. Okay. Next, one more thing is, this priority queues is more specialized data structures than queue. Okay. Here, if what I'm saying is, if two elements in a priority queue have same priority, they will arrange using a FIFO principle only. Okay. And one more thing is, an element with the highest priority will be deleted before the element of the lesser priority. Okay. And one more thing is, every element in priority queue has some priority associated with it. These are the some properties. Okay. Here, if you see A, B, and X and P, all these are the values. Each and every element or value is associated some priority P1, P2, and so on, Pa and Pn. With the structure, the element X of priority Pi may be deleted before an element which is at Fm. Similarly, insertion of an element is based on its priority. That is, instead of adding it after where end, it may be inserted at any intermediate position dictated by the priority value. Okay. Here the name itself, priority queue. Okay. It will not strictly follow the concept of first in first out. Okay. Then next thing is this priority queue. Generally, there are two types of priority queues are there. So before going to see, let us see one simple example to understand the priority queue. See, we have a some priority queue that contain the some values. The values are 1, 3, 4, 8, 14, 22. Okay, you should remember these values: 1, 3, 4, 8, 14, and 22. All the values are arranged in ascending order. Now we will observe how the priority queue will look after performing the following operations. Here the operations are, first one is poll. Okay, this function will remove the highest priority element from the priority queue. In the above priority queue, the first element, that is the one element, have highest priority, so it will be removed from the priority queue. So next function is add of 2. Add of 2. Okay. Here this function will insert the second element in the priority queue, as the second is the smallest element among all the numbers, so it will be obtained the highest priority. The next one is poll. Okay, here the functions are poll and add only. Here poll means it will remove second element from the priority queue as it has the highest priority queue. Next one is add 5. It will insert a fifth element after 4, as fifth is the larger than 4 and lesser than 8. Okay, so it will obtain the third highest priority in a priority queue. Okay, so this is one of the simple representation, simple example for a priority queue. Oh, by taking the elements 1, 3, 4, 8, 14, 22. Okay, so next one is types of priority queues. Okay, see here, before going to see the representations, let us see there are two types of priority queues. First one is ascending order priority queue, and next one is descending order priority queue. In ascending order priority queue, a lower priority number is given as higher priority in a priority. For example, we take the numbers from 1 to 5 arranged in an ascending order like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Therefore, the smallest number, that is 1, is given as the highest priority in the priority queue. And next one is a descending order priority queue. In descending order priority queue, a highest priority number is given as the highest priority in a priority. For example, if we take the numbers from 1 to 5 arranged in descending orders like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, therefore the largest number, fifth, is the given as the highest priority in the priority queue. Okay, so the basic operations of the priority queue is like insertion as well as deletion. So insertion is nothing but inserting an element, whereas deletion is nothing but deleting an element. Of course, insertion is at rear end, deletion is at front end. So next one is how we are going to represent the priority queue is by using simple array, and next one is a double linked list, and next one is multi-queue implementation. See, in the priority queue, with this representation, array can be maintained to hold the item and its priority value. Okay, the element which is inserted at the rear end is as usual. The deletion operation will be performed either of the following ways. Okay, the first one is starting from the front pointer, traverse the array for an element of highest priority, delete this element from the queue. If this is not the frontmost element, shift all the trailing elements after the deleted element one stroke each to fill up the vacant position. Okay, see, we are going to perform the shift operation. This implementation, however, it may be very inefficient as it involves searching the queue for the highest priority element and shifting the tailing elements after deletion. A better implementation is the second way. Okay, here the second way means add the element at the rear end as earlier. Using the stable sort algorithm, sort the elements of the queue so that highest priority element is at the front end. So when a deletion is required, delete it element front end only. Okay, the second implementation is comparatively better than the first one. Here the only burden is to sort the elements. Okay, here the first one is simply we are going to delete the element which is at highest priority. If I delete, see here the x and p is the Rajavan. Cut it. Here the two representations. The first one is, in this first one, see, for example, the x has the highest priority p. Whenever if I am going to perform in the deletion operation, then what will happen? There is a vacant position. Then what will happen? We are going to move the elements towards the vacant position. So it is somewhat difficult. Okay, in order to avoid this difficulty, then we are going to in the second case what we are going to performing is here I am going to sort the algorithm, sort the all the elements by using the stable sort algorithm. Okay, here by using the stable sort algorithm, we are going to sort the elements based on the priority. Okay, then in that case what will happen? The highest priority elements will come to the front end. Okay, so then we are going to perform the deletion operations very easily. Okay, so this is the another way of representation. Okay, so next one is a linked list representation of priority queue. Okay, then we are going to represent the priority queue in linked list manner. Okay, in this linked list, generally a linked list we have three nodes, that is left link and right link and data. If we represent priority queue in linked list manner, then we are going to take one more node as priority. Okay, here we are going to take priority for each and every value. Okay, this representation assumes that node structure. Okay, that is L link, that is left link and right link are the two usual link fields. Data is stored, data is used to store the actual data, and the priority is to store the priority value of the item. Okay, oh here we will consider the front and rear as two pointers pointing to the front and last nodes in the queue respectively. Here all nodes are in a sorted order according to the priority value of the items the node. Okay, here first of all we are going to represent the, whenever representing the in the node manner, the left link is used to store the previous node address, and the right link is used to store the next node address. Okay, the data means actual data, priority means the actual priority value associated with each element. Okay, so this is the representation of the linked list by using a priority. So next one is the multi-queue implementation. In the multi-queue implementation, here assumes that n different priority values. For each priority, there are two pointers, that is f and r, that is front and rear, corresponding to the front and rear pointer respectively. The elements between f and r, that is fi and ri, are all of equal priority value pi. Okay, with this representation, the thing is, an element with the priority pi will consult fi for deletion and RA for insertion. But this implementation is associated with the number of difficulties. Here, the priority queue which is shown here is some way better than the multi queue with multiple queues. Okay, here one can get rid of maintaining several pointers for front and rear in several queues. A multi queue with multiple queues has one advantage, that one can have different queue of arbitrary length. In some applications, it is seen that the number of occurrences of elements with some priority value is much larger than the other value. Thus, demanding a queue is large size. Here, it may lead to queues shifting to in order to make the room for an item to be inserted. And next one is a large number of pointers are involved when a range of priority values are large. Okay, here we are going to maintain the multiple queues. Here a priority the we are going to maintain the one queue which have the same priority. Okay, in that one we are going to use the front and rear. Okay, for example, here priority p1. Okay, when we are going to use this one is, if we have a large number of elements in a queue, okay, with same number of priorities, high values. Okay, for example, you have, if I have a priority queue with 100 values, okay, that is 1 to 100. Again, in that values, if I have the priority 1 value of 10 elements, okay, again second priority have some 15 elements. Okay, again third priority have some 20 elements. Okay, in that case, I am going to instead of maintaining the queue single priority queue, I am going to divide into multiple queues with the same priority values. Here priority p1 means I am going to maintain the one priority p1 one priority queue which has the priority p1. In that one, I am going to use the front and rear. Again, I am going to maintain the one more queue, that is with priority p2. In that one also we have front and rear. Again, like this. Okay, again priority p3. In this priority p3 also, I am going to take the elements of priority with the p3. Okay, in that one also I am going to maintain the front and rear. Okay, here if we represent like this, here we need a large number of pointers. Why? Because for each and every queue we need front and rear. Okay, so this is the priority. Okay, then if you see the differences between stack and queue, see basic differences between stack and queue. Here in the stack, elements are inserted and removed at the same end, that is only at the top, whereas queue, elements are inserted and removed from different ends, that is rear and front. In the stack, only one pointer is used. Okay, it points the top of the stack, whereas in queue we are going to use two pointers. Okay, that is front and rear. In the stack, last inserted object is first to come out. In queue, the object inserted first is the first one is going to be deleted. Stack, we can call it as a last in first out. Queue, we can call it as a first in first out. Stack operations are called push and pop. Okay, whereas queue operations we can call it as a NQ and DQ. Okay, here in the stack, push means insertion, pop means deletion. In queue, push means NQ, pop means DQ. And at the same time, in the stacks are visualized as vertical collections. If you represent the, if you look at the stack, the representation may be a vertical. Okay, if you look the queue, it should be just like as a horizontal collection. Okay, that means queues are visualized as horizontal. And next one is collection of dinner plates at a wedding reception is an example of stacks. Okay, and example for queue is people standing in front of a queue or in front of a ticket reservation counter. So next one is a stack contain top, okay, as it refers for the data processing. Here queue contains rear and front, okay. At the same time, stack in the stack the insertion and deletion operations occurs at the top of the stack end. Here the insertion and deletion operations can be done at rear and front. Here a stack cannot divide it into subsections and it does not have extensions. Whereas in the queue, queue is divided into subsections. That means in the queue we have a double-ended queue, again simple queue, priority queue, and circular queue. Okay. In the again, if you take the stack, the common terms associated with stack is push, pop, top, and is full and is empty traverse. Whereas here also the common terms associated with queue is insert, queue delete, front, rear is full and is empty. Again, next one is stack. Whereas coming to stack can be implemented using both arrays and linked list, and the queues can be implemented by using both arrays and linked list. Okay, this is the difference between stack and queue. Okay, thank you.